Hi everyone, happy Friday and welcome to your reading lesson. You know I love Fridays for reading lessons because we get to do our draw and we get to find out who won our Judith Kerr book of the week. So just a reminder for anybody who hasn't been a part of the draws or doesn't know what we're doing, each time you send in a bit of your learning, your name goes in a draw. So for every single lesson you send in, your name goes in a draw to win a book of the week. The book of the week is from our author. It used to be author of the month, but I guess now that it's February, it's author of the term. And our author of the term is Judith Kerr. So this week we have Mog and the Bunny, and this is a book that you get to take home and you get to keep forever. It's your book. So just by sending your learning in, your name goes in the draw. And if you send in all your learning for the week, then you have your name in the draw so many times, and you can win it more than once. So even if you've already won, your name is still in there and you might be able to win it again. So this week, I'm really excited because our winner is Mariah. So Mariah, congratulations. You can pick up Mog and Bunny from school. It'll be in the office with Mrs. Binks with your name on it. So anytime Mum can come in, she can just go to the front and collect your book. And congratulations, some really good work this week. And congratulations to everybody who's been sending their work in because you've been doing an amazing job and we're super proud of you. Let's have a look at our reading this week. Not this week, today. Okay, so going back to our work from yesterday, you can get your work from yesterday out, and just like we've been doing, get a different colored pen or a pencil and you can mark it alongside me, just like we do at school with our purple pens. So number 1, find and copy 3 adjectives to describe tigers. You could have big, beautiful, strong. There's actually quite a few. So if I go back, you can have big, beautiful, strong. There's also powerful. And you can also say biggest cats if you want. But if you say biggest, it has to have cats with it, so we know what you're talking about. So lots of choices from adjectives on that page. Number 2, complete the sentence. Tigers are the biggest cats in the world. Tigers are the biggest cats in the world, and that's a sentence we can find and copy right on the first page. Tigers are the biggest cats in the world. Number 3, where do tigers live? Now there's lots of choices for this because they gave us lots of different answers. So the most obvious answer is the very first sentence on the next page, a tiger's home. Tigers live in the forest. So if you put that tigers live in the forest, super, give yourself a tick. Now they gave us a bit more information. So I would also accept answers like if you said hot and cold places, or if you named some of those countries like Russia and Indonesia. So I would take either any 3 of those answers to give you a tick, but if you have more than one of them, that's even better because you're adding more detail. Number 4, do they like to stay dry? Remember, if I'm going a bit fast for you, you can always pause the video and you work at your own pace, okay? So you don't have to just rush through the video. If you think I'm going too fast, you can just press pause. Do they like to stay dry? Well, what did they tell us about tigers? The second sentence says they spend a lot of time in the water too. So let's have a think. Let's see if we can infer. If they spend a lot of time in the water, do we think that they care so much about staying dry? Probably not. If you spend time in the water, you don't really mind getting wet. So we could say no. They spend a lot of time in the water. So that tells us that they don't actually mind getting wet. They don't need to stay dry. Number 5, true or false? Tigers only live in hot places. And if we read the second page about a tiger's home, we see lots of information about living in cold places. So we know that that is false because tigers also live in cold places. Number 6, what is something about tigers? What is something different about tigers who live in cold places? Well, let's go back to where it has the lovely image of a tiger in a cold place and read the text that goes along with it. Tigers that live in cold places are bigger than other tigers, so that's one thing. They also have thicker fur to keep them warm. So there's 2 different facts about tigers who live in cold places. So if you gave me one of them, they're bigger than other tigers, or you could say they have thicker fur, you can give yourself a tick because you've given me, I've only asked for one thing, so that's perfect. If you gave me both of them, with and, that is an even better answer. That's a more year 2 answer because you're giving me more information from the text. So if you have at least one of them, you can give yourself a tick. If you have more than one bit of information, that's even better. So well done on your work from yesterday. Let's have a look at what we're doing today. So today we're doing more retrieving and reading independently. And as you know from our practice, when we're looking at a text that we're unfamiliar with, that we haven't seen before, it's important that we circle the tricky words we know, we underline the digraphs and trigraphs. It will help us sound out words we don't recognize. And we have to read through the text at least 3 times until our reading sounds smooth and it isn't so tricky to sound out the words. So a big part of what we do in our reading lessons and what you must be doing at home is getting a bit of practice reading that text by yourself. I know I read it to you and I read it with you, but if you're only listening to me and writing the answers, you're only getting a little bit of your reading practice, and that's not enough to help you move on as we get bigger and older. So you must, please be doing your reading at home. It's very, very important for year ones. So let's have a look at our page today. I've also put this in Teams. If you go to reading and the file for Friday, you will see the Friday reading, and it's a PDF, which is really handy, especially if you're working at home. And if you don't have a printer, because you can zoom in and make it quite big. So it's a really good PDF to download for this lesson because you can make it quite large, and that means that you can see the text really clearly. And it's a bit easier to work off of. It's a bit like having the book in front of you. So I'm going to read through this page with you and talk a little bit about it. And then I would like you to either pause the video or go to Teams and get your own copy of the text. And I want you to practice your reading. Now, I have circled in purple the sections that I know you will be able to sound out if you use your year 1 sounds. Some of the words in this text are a little trickier than words we're used to. So I'm helping with some of the parts of it, but I know you can at least read those sections. It'd be great if you challenge yourself to try and read them all. But I know those sections that are circled in purple are sections that you should be able to read if you use your sounds in practice. So the title of this section, or the heading, is Built for Hunting. We can see it right at the top, and it's in great big letters. Tigers are fierce hunters. Their bodies are built for catching prey. Coat. A tiger's stripes camouflage it in tall grass and dry leaves. Its prey may not see the tiger until it's too late. Teeth. 4 large teeth help tigers to kill prey quickly. Eyes. A tiger's terrific eyesight helps it hunt at night. Paws. Big paws with soft pads help a tiger walk quietly. Sharp claws hook into prey and don't let go. Tail. A long tail helps a tiger to keep its balance when moving quickly. Back legs. Big muscles help a tiger dash or leap at its prey. Actually, I think you can do, Stevie, no thank you. I think you can do the back legs bit as well. Because I think you could probably guess muscles from looking at that picture. So I think that's a good one as well to try. Now, if we look at our tiger terms in the box at the bottom, you can see it's our vocabulary. So it tells us what those words mean. Camouflage, an animal's natural color or form that blends in with what's around it. And prey is an animal that's eaten by another animal. So lots of information on that page. We're going to want to read it a few times so that it really goes in and we understand it. Now, I wonder, just from looking at that picture, the text is a photograph that I've taken of a book. Can you tell what pages this information is on from looking at it? Here's your clue. Look in the corners, look in all the corners and see if you can find any page numbers that will help you. That's your clue because that's in our quiz. So have a look and see if you can spot the page numbers that this page is on. And again, all of this is on Teams, and we really encourage you to go and check out Teams. I know it's a little bit to get used to at first, but it's a really great platform and we can send a lot more resources to you and do some more fun things, videos, and just to help support at home. So if you can try it and use it, I know it's a bit to get used to at first, but we're just asking that everybody has a go at it because it will make it a lot easier for you as the weeks go on to access and submit your child's learning. So all of this is on Teams. Okay, so the next part of our lesson is always answering our comprehension questions. And now I'm going to show you, hopefully I can share it. Oh, yes, I can. All right, so when you go on your Teams account, you will see a reading lesson quiz posted. And it says reading lesson, and it will have today's date on it. And you will be able to see it right when you're on your Teams. So this is the teacher version, but this is what you're going to see on your screen. So what I've done today is I put your questions on Teams. So for the answers that we normally write, you can type them into the box to submit them. And for the questions that we usually have to circle the right answer, you can click on the right answer to submit it. So if an adult can help a little bit with this today, that would be fantastic because it's quite new for the children, so they might not have used it yet. If it's easier for them to write the answers and then have an adult or an older sibling type them in for them, that's okay as well. But if we can try and have a go at it, it would get them a bit more used to doing the touch typing, and we haven't included anything that's really long or more than just a word or a couple of words. So you can see your questions are right here. You can write your answers down or select your answers. There's 6 different questions. And then when you're all done, you just press the submit button. And I think it actually will give you your mark. It will tell you right away. And I will come back and give feedback on it as well. But it will tell you how many points you got and if you got them all right, which is quite cool. I think there's a lovely little surprise when you submit it as well. It does a really funny thing for you. So it's definitely worth having a go. Please try and do it. I'm still going to post the PDF of it on Teams as well for you to get your work if anybody needs to use it from a PDF. But if you can have a go at it, it would be really great because it helps. It's also easier for you and for the school to track the engagement. And I'm sure parents are already aware of this, but the government is making sure, the DFE is making sure that all schools are tracking engagement. And that's how often children are accessing home learning, just to show for attendance records. In the same way we take attendance at school, that children are still participating in their education. I know it's a crazy time and it's really difficult, but as much as you can get on Teams, it's going to be really helpful to your child. It's going to be really helpful to you as well, just with showing engagement. So please have a go. I'm really excited that we can do our quizzes like this. It looks really cool. And yeah, both will be available today, but please have a try at doing the quiz. And happy reading today, boys and girls, and happy Friday. And Mariah, amazing job winning your book. And you can always tell when I'm recording a video after school because we've always got this friend here who's just, I'd like to say she likes our reading lesson, but I think she's just looking for her dinner. But I'm really excited for your reading and I can't wait to see you next week to learn more about tigers. So see you later.